Strengths and areas for development regarding my leading of the session. My strengths were, for my session, I started with a warm-up and it went well because it was relevant to the activities that I was going to do. My warm-up also raised the heart rate. I did this to make sure that my client wouldn't get injured. At the beginning of the session, I explained clearly which parts of the body I was going to train and why I wanted to train them. During the session, I used good body language and was facing my client and was interacting with them. By the end of the session, I met the goals that I wanted and worked the right muscles with my client. I had a good variety and was creative with my drills and didn't use boring drills like normal. For areas of improvement, I could have been more confident in what I was doing next. Instead of checking it on the list on my phone, I could have been less awkward whilst doing the session as well, and I could have shown my personality more. My client feedback was that the session was hard work, but it was the right level for them, and that it had good drills and the lengths of the drills were a decent length. This is strengths and areas for development of the program writing. And for the strengths, I think that I had a well planned out session, especially the warm up and cool down, because those were quite thorough. I had all the equipment prepared before the session so that it could start straight away without any hassle. I checked my client had any injuries and had to plan for adapting them as well. For areas of improvement, I could have planned my main part better maybe, and I could have prepared more ways of varying the drills so that it was harder. With my client aims, in the end, I was working to improve their muscular strength and it helped with their aerobic capacity and power. And for my session aims, I did get their heart rate to about 70 to 80% of their maximal and improved their muscular strength, and it was organised session, all stretched out. And I made sure that the warm-up was thorough so that there wouldn't be any injuries. And after the session, I also asked my client which parts of their body were the sore areas and which part they could feel the muscles working. They mainly said their shoulders, arms, hamstrings, and glutes, which is where I wanted it to be working. So that shows that my program was specifically aimed at that and it worked for where I wanted it to. And yeah, that's basically it of what happened, and it went well at the end.